Welcome everybody to another ASCW, ASCweekly.com fan cast. This is where fans or players of the ASCW go ahead and send in the replays and we cast them. Actually, though, this one's a bit special because it's got one of the ASCW co-founders, Vorapsak. It's one of his games, so extremely excited to cast this as he is a very witty and sardonic player and caster. So I can't wait to go ahead and sort of tear him apart during this cast. I'm Tumba. Co-casting this with me will be Dark and Light. Dark, and you ready to get into this?
Yes. Yeah, I am. I have to note immediately that Vorapsak's timing when he sent his overload was 1.2 seconds late. I really think that's kind of sloppy play. I don't know. It's going to really affect him a lot, I feel like. And he's sending the next overload. He didn't queue it to the right spot. He should have sent it to the other main just in case there's any kind of proxy Stargate play.
Oh, this is going to be so fun. For those of you that don't know, Vorapsak can be, let's just say, put it this way, the critical caster of the bunch. He is a veritable encyclopedia of StarCraft information, knows a lot, is a decent player himself. And Darkin, though, however, a very competent Zerg himself. We're going to do our best to be as non-biased in this matchup as possible, but Varap, obviously, a very beloved member of ASCW, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We
Also,
have to rib him.
Note, I don't... Yep. Yeah. Have to.
So sorry, go ahead. You have to note.
15 hatch, or 15 pool, not the best timing for the pool. I think 14 pool probably better unless he's going for a very specific kind of build.
You never know with Vorapsak. One thing that Vorap does do well is he does get his slow overlords out and place them.
Yeah, he does. He's moving the slow overlords out.
Yeah, he likes to
interesting
place
spots.
Them. Yeah. Wants to get a lot of map vision.
Yeah.
Leave it to Vorapsak to go ahead and after we cast the Sagacity clan battle, leave it to him to send us a 32-minute game. Not to spoil it for anybody, but this is going to be quite a long ZVZ, so it should be action-packed.
You cannot typically see that, especially with ZVZs. So we'll have to see what these two players what they're planning here. Immediately hatch first at Kaiso. I'm expecting his opponent not to have that too much early aggression. Pretty good in this map, especially in cross position. So Varap already at the disadvantage.
Yep, and knowing Varap, he probably sent us a replay of him losing. So it's all this setup, talking about him and
too early to call that.
Yeah,
it's been
don't know. Just you never know with Varap. So we're gonna see.
His opponent pulling through drones to try to kill the one. I don't really recommend that. I'm just gonna say.
Varap going ahead and queuing up his drone. Going to go ahead and keep it in the base as long as possible.
Surprised he didn't draw hard for us.
So am I.
Yeah, kind of disappointed. I have to note, his speed was late. He did throw it down about 5 seconds late. Really going to impact him a lot, I think, if his opponent gets it up first. Which he won't, obviously, because he is hatch firsting.
So, obviously the best person to co-cast this with me would be Dark and Light, simply for the fact that he knows all of the timing so well about Zerg and for Zerg. As we see now, Kaiso a little bit concerned, being that he did get that hatchery early. He is going to throw 2 spine crawlers up. He does have lings sort of parked.
Yeah, he's going to go for a lot of our early army and try to then join up a lot, just in case his opponent is going for early 1 base attack play. It's a very safe move after going hatch first. Pretty smart so far. I think he made a little too many Zerglings. It's actually what you can do off 2 base as opposed to a 1 base Zerg is you can make a lot more Zerglings than your opponent because you have more larvae obviously off 2 hatches instead of 1.
Right.
He has 2 queens at each too, so he may be going for a lot of early ling aggression. Looks like it so far. No speed yet though.
It's a little ling on ling action toward the natural of the base of Varap.
Vorapsak not A moving, so a lot of his lings did get hit without any response.
Yeah, not.
Looks like you'll be able to take this out though with the speed.
Not typical for Vorapsak. No. Always screaming at people to use the A move, especially when using probes for defense.
Yes, indeed. He will wipe out those lings, no drones lost, so he does have that.
Wow, so Varap, yep, Varap equalizing a little bit here. Has held.
Sure, his opponent droning heavily, so this could do a lot of damage, especially since the spine crawlers are en routing. It looks like he will not hit in time, though.
He has to sort of expect this counter, though, no?
Yeah, he does, but he did make a lot of drones. Kind of a sloppy move by Kaiso. He's going to have to pull the drones now, lose a lot of mining time. The Lynx can move to the back, avoid the spawn crawlers completely, and still attack that hatch, so he's going to have to get some kind of defense for this up.
And there we go. Rerouting now. Vorap going to try to take advantage.
Trying to sneak in, but he does block with that queen. Good move by Kaiso.
Absolutely good hold position there. Has that ramp blocked nicely. Couple of reinforcements.
All these lings. Those spine crawlers. And more lings coming in, but I don't think it's going to be enough to break into the main here. Nice hold by Kaiso.
Yep, great hold by Kaiso. So good holds by both players initially, and now I can see why this game is going to unfold the way it did. Vorap really wanted to, wanted to break him there.
Behind. And he is now economically behind because his opponent did get that hatch first. He did pump a lot of drones, and he did hold well. So
I think that right now Vorap is going, what do I do next?
Yeah, Vorap now favoring a lot of drones, so he is going to be vulnerable to yet another counterattack, but his opponent still is only now getting gas, favoring that Spanishiwa Ice Fisher build, not getting gas till 40 supply. To note, that is what the Spanishiwa build is. It is not transfuse. He may transfuse that Spine Crawler, but that is not Spanishiwa.
So I know that's a big sticking point for you.
Yeah.
I believe Xeris may have made an error in NACL, not to point that out as a fellow co-caster, but Xeris really isn't a caster, so I guess I can point that out. But anyway, Baneling Nest about to finish now for Vorapsak.
Looks like he is favoring this early aggression still with the Ling Baneling play.
So sort of a weird thing going on where right now in the state of the game in ASCW, I've had a pretty easy time lately against Simpatico, because I've discovered this one-base build that's really good versus Terran. But Vorapsak is not having such an easy time. Really can't beat Simpatico at all. And then in reverse, I can't beat Vorapsak. So it's sort of this love triangle. This
kind of thing.
We have a love-hate relationship, the three of us at the moment. But this looks like it could do well.
There's a lot of lings, a lot of Baneling hits could go off depending on the control of both players. They still don't have speed, so they can't run away from the Banelings as easily.
I love how he goes ahead and
out, though.
lures him out. And here we go. Baneling's going down.
He's going to get a lot of Baneling hits, killing a lot of lings now. Almost all the lings going down to these Banelings.
Well, Roaches are on the field for Kaiso. More Banelings going off. Those are not Moon Banelings.
Those were not the best hits, but he's going to break in here, maybe kill a couple Spine Crawlers, but I think the defense is good enough that Kaiso will be able to hold.
Vorap really wants to break those Spine Crawlers there, obviously.
I think this turtle's just a little too big there. I think what Vorap really needs to do now is sit back, get his tech up, get his economy up, and focus on that for a while.
So what composition should he be thinking of now? He's got the Banelings. He's obviously gone ahead and committed to that.
Typically, we will see a switch to Roach Infester kind of play, but he has not gotten a Roach Warrant down yet. So we may see something different out of him. He's getting it early there, so we could see Mutas.
Okay, so if we bring up the unit counting station, we now see we've got Banelings morphing in at the center of Xel'Naga.
He wants to keep this aggression up. I don't recommend this, but he is Vorapsak. He'll do what he has to.
That's right, 12. He'll make it work. 12 Banelings. Yeah. Vorap does not like to lose. Another interesting tidbit for you. Vorap also... good Baneling detonation. Vorap also plays better when he's angry, so don't piss him off.
Looks like he's trying to get some Baneling kills with sending in single lings, but it is not working. Vorap's control is able to deal with that. There's a lot of Roaches out though by Kaiso, and Vorap does not really have the composition he needs to deal with that unless he gets some great Baneling hits off.
No, you almost need to really overcompensate with Banelings. It's like trying to go ahead and counter Thors with Banelings. It just doesn't work very cost efficiently. You need to really have phenomenal execution and overmake Banelings for that to work.
Vorap really favoring the Ling play. He is getting double upgrades now, the melee attack and the carapace, with 30 more Lings coming in, so he's going to be focusing on Ling Baneling by the look of it. We have seen, I've seen anyway, a lot of good play from that kind of move, but if you stick to it too long and your opponent goes heavy Roach, it can be detrimental if you don't have really good control, really good surrounds with those Lings.
And he is going to catch Kaiso looking to take his third, or posturing to take his third, I should say, as he sees these Lings sort of out of position here, and going to move in with a sizable army and be able to take these Lings out easy peasy.
Yeah, he does get a lot of good Baneling hits there to take out the majority of those Lings. Only one left, actually, and will get wiped out. So now he wants to move in. He is posturing, and he's going to run in here. He sees a lot of Roaches. I think he may want to commit. Looks like he's committing.
There go all of the Banelings, and as you said, not the best unit versus Roach. I think that Kaiso really came ahead there.
Yeah, Varap, I think he is trying to prove the point that Banelings do have a place in this matchup, and they do to an extent. We did see, I believe it was Nesty versus C-Zane in the GSL Super Tournament did use Banelings to high success against Roaches, and I think Varap's trying to emulate that a little bit, but he is switching over to Roaches now, realizing that this aggression isn't really working.
If you're going to pick a Zerg to emulate, Nesty would be a good one to pick.
Yeah, but it's really a situational kind of builder. I do not think it's the best on this map. I don't think that he is executed to the point where he can win with just that build alone, which is probably smart now that he's switching to Roaches. But there is a counterattack coming, and he has a much higher army counter right now.
Right, Varap, though, has a good arc there, good concave at the top of his ramp. Yep, absolutely. And he's going to flank, I believe.
Good flank.
He is posturing for a flank here. Kaiso does respond to it, though. Sees those links coming. Commits some of his Roaches to that as well. And this does not look good right now for Varap, however.
He is into the natural by the look of it. He is reinforcing with a lot of Roaches, though, so he should be able to hold this, but it will be close.
Yeah, I want to see how Varap gets out of this one, because right now he's in a lot of trouble.
He does have 15 Roaches making, and that should be able to deal with the number of Roaches here if he micros properly.
The question is, how much damage can Kaiso do?
Yeah, he is taking out a few drones. He looks like he'll be locked down here and taken out by these reinforcing Roaches. But it was a lot of damage done. He did move into the main. He might actually snap that queen. Doesn't look like he's focusing it. He does get the queen, so nice move there.
Yeah, and he did get the queen also at the natural, so...
In the end, though, I think that was a pretty committed attack there. I think he wanted to do a lot of damage with that, and he didn't really do as much as I think he wanted to, so he is a little bit behind right now in supply. I
kind of feel like this is turning into a tennis match, as you see now Vorapsak is now heading over, saying, okay, it's my turn to counter. Varap, a very calculating player, very smart player, very smart person in general, and a wonderful troll, I have to say.
Yes, for sure. Yes. He has his third base up, and he is mining there with one drone. Better than no drones, I think.
Absolutely. A couple more drones making there.
Yep.
Kaiso, 10 Roaches on the way.
He looks like Kaiso will be focusing on the army, not so much on his droning or getting a third base up. It can work out depending on the circumstance. Varap posturing in the middle of the map, he's going to know what's coming. He's going to focus on his economy and tech by the look of it right now. Getting more upgrades. He has his lair up. No additional tech just yet, though.
Okay, so we can see double Evo chamber for Kaiso.
Yeah, they're both favoring that double upgrade play. It can be good for timing attacks, getting that upgrade count, but it looks like Varap's going to be ahead on that with his +1 range and his +2 carrot base coming out now.
Well, not to mention, Kaiso's going to have to get to a third base eventually, simply because, in any mirror match, you don't want to be down a base, or at least
you don't typically want to. In ZVZ, you can afford it depending on the amount of infestors you have. Infestors are a really big, powerful unit, and they can change the matchup considerably depending on how they're used. But it doesn't look like he's gotten to that tech yet, so he's gonna want to get more income out and get a lot of Urshes down.
Sure. So as you go ahead and focus more on economy and trying to expand as a Zerg in a mirror match, it actually could cost you the game, as you said, against the proper unit composition.
He is getting that infestor pit down now, getting the pathogen glands upgrade that will get the fungal growth off as soon as the infestors spawn. An upgrade that still exists in contrast to the Kandarian amulet.
Oh, you took it. You knew I was going to say it, didn't you? You knew. You sensed it. You knew it was coming, and
yes, I did.
Sort of odd that the Zerg gets to keep their. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything about it. That's fine. Good for you, Zerg. No problem. I hope I hope every Zerg has to go ahead and play against Firebat Hero. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, Firebat Hero, the Sagacity team member that went ahead and all killed Clan Simple One CSO, 5 and Odom. You can catch those VODs on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/TumbaStarcraft. So after you check out Vorapsak whooping up on Kaiso, we think, maybe, then you'll be able to check that out. He
does have that base up. He's down on the food and looks like another timing attack will be coming out, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. He's getting that +2 glial reconstitution timing attack with 5 infestors. This could do a lot of damage.
I'm glad you said it. Glial, whichever.
Blizzard likes their fancy upgrade names for sure.
They do. And guess what? Baneling's now rolling.
Yes, he did get that Baneling upgrade, still favoring that kind of tech, which it could work out definitely against the Roaches on